Valerie and Peter first met at a friend's anniversary celebration. Valerie had come as a date of one of the birthday boy's friends. At the time, she was seeing someone else, though it was a casual, unsteady relationship she didn't take seriously. She found her companion unreliable and wasn't interested in taking things further. But when Peter asked her to slow dance, something sparked between them. After the party, they stayed in touch through social media, sharing favorite songs, chatting about their days. When Peter learned Valerie had ended her previous relationship, he made his move. Their connection deepened quickly, culminating in marriage. Valerie and Peter first met at a friend's anniversary celebration. Valerie had come as a date of one of the birthday boy's friends. At the time, she was seeing someone else, though it was a casual, unsteady relationship she didn't take seriously. She found her companion unreliable and wasn't interested in taking things further. But when Peter asked her to slow dance, something sparked between them. After the party, they stayed in touch through social media, sharing favorite songs, chatting about their days. When Peter learned Valerie had ended her previous relationship, he made his move. Their connection deepened quickly, culminating in marriage. Valerie herself couldn't figure out how it had come to this. A new employee came to work for them and openly showed interest in her. Starved for her husband's attention, Valerie suddenly found herself responding to him in kind. She shamelessly deceived Peter by maintaining eye contact during a video call while her lover sneaked into the shower after their secret meetings. She was tormented by shame in Peter's presence, but she tried to justify it. It was a temporary omission, she told herself, until Peter returned. This will never happen again. At first, Peter dismissed his suspicions as a mind game. But one day, when he returned home, he went to the glass table. There was a torn foil wrapper and a contraceptive that Valerie had forgotten when she was in a hurry to work. Overwhelmed, sweat beaded on his forehead. This wasn't a nightmare. His headache throbbed as he stood frozen, eyes blinking involuntarily, struggling to grasp the truth. The sudden sound of water overflowing the bathtub snapped him out of his stupor. Frantically, Peter tried to clean the mess, wrestling with a storm of emotions and uncertain how to move forward. Seeking solace, he reached for a pack of cigarettes and stepped onto the balcony, casting a gentle glow over the hated glass table. A breeze stirred the curtains, painting shifting patterns on the dusty surface. Peter's gaze landed on the table's surface, and his blood boiled. Distinct imprints marred the dust, the unmistakable marks of a man's hands, alongside two semicircles. His anger ignited. Seizing a nearby stool, Peter slammed it down on the table. Glass shattered, shards scattering across the floor, leaving only the metal base standing. Peter's frustration erupted into a chaotic frenzy. He grabbed objects around the room and hurled them against the walls. The wedding photo frame, the TV remote, and Valerie's cherished vase, a gift from her mother, all shattered under his rage. Amidst the destruction, he lit a cigarette with unsettling calm. seemingly detached from the chaos he had unleashed. Unaware of the turmoil inside, Valerie returned home, her mind at ease. She'd completely forgotten about the evidence she'd left behind that morning. She pictured a peaceful evening. Food delivery, a bottle of wine, and quiet time with Peter. But their plans were shattered. The moment Valerie opened the apartment door, she froze. Scattered belongings lay strewn about the rooms. Panic surged. Had they been robbed? Barefoot and breathless, she rushed through the apartment, desperate to make sense of the scene. In the kitchen, she found Peter hunched over an empty table. Next to him was a half-empty bottle of vintage whiskey and a single glass. His heavy, bloodshot eyes met hers with a tired gaze. "What happened?" Valerie's voice cracked with alarm. "That's what happens when you don't find out," Peter muttered, voice thick with pain and intoxication. Confused, Valerie tried to figure out what he meant, but then it dawned on her. She forgot to take out the trash that morning, and there was a pack of condoms in the trash, which Peter had already discovered. "I'll explain," she began, but before she could continue, Peter slammed his fist on the table. The glass clattered sharply against the bottle. Fear coursed through Valerie's veins, bracing for a blow. But despite his drunken state, Peter held himself back. In the silence that followed, Valerie fell to her knees, sobbing. She pleaded for forgiveness, confessing her mistake over and over, promising it would never happen again. Eventually, Peter's anger melted, worn down by the weight of her remorse. Deep down, his love for her still flickered. With great effort, he found the strength to forgive. For nearly 5 more years, they stayed together, even welcoming a daughter. They tried to rebuild the shattered trust, but the crack between them only deepened over time, growing wider with every passing day. On his 37th birthday, Peter made the painful decision. He confessed that he could no longer deceive himself or Valerie. He wanted to leave their family. Valerie, deep inside, accepted his choice. She'd always known this day might come. Their shared mistake had taken a devastating toll. After the divorce, neither of them found new relationships. Valerie moved with their daughter into her mother's home. Peter relocated to a nearby city, seeking a fresh start. Valerie's mother intervened whenever Valerie tried to pursue other men, twice deterring relationships. She was fiercely determined to protect her granddaughter from being raised by a stranger. As a result, Valerie remained a lonely, unhappy woman for many years, finding her only solace in the presence of her daughter.